Israel has officially declared UN Chief António Guterres persona non grata, effectively banning him from entering the war-torn nation. This strong declaration was made via a post on the social media platform X by Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz. In the post, Katz stated, "Anyone who cannot condemn Iran's heinous attack on Israel does not deserve to set foot on Israeli soil." The ban followed Guterres' condemnation of the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, sparked by Iran launching at least 200 missiles into Israel.
The raging fires in the Middle East are fast becoming an inferno.
However, Guterres refrained from specifically naming Iran or Israel in his comments. Guterres also voiced concern about the conflict in Lebanon, urging Israel to respect Lebanon's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Guterres has consistently advocated for peace, particularly in the conflicts across Europe and the Middle East. He has met separately with leaders from Russia, Ukraine, Israel, and the Palestinian Authority, focusing primarily on addressing humanitarian crises such as securing aid deliveries and creating evacuation corridors. Now let's take a broader look at the man, Antonio Guterres, who became the 9th Secretary General of the United Nations on January 1st, 2017. How has he managed during his 7 years in office? Guterres has often raised concerns about protecting human dignity, particularly for vulnerable populations in refugee camps and war-torn regions. As the head of the United Nations, the Secretary General holds significant authority in shaping the organization's agenda. Factor this: the United Nations Secretary General is expected to uphold the values of the United Nations, even if it means challenging member states. In 1999, during the Kosovo crisis, then Secretary General Kofi Annan stated, "No government has the right to hide behind national sovereignty to violate human rights." With the Middle East teetering on the brink and talk of World War III looming, the stakes are high. Yet, what has the United Nations accomplished in 2024 to address human rights violations? Sending Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Russian President Vladimir Putin to the International Court of Justice for trial. What came of it? Nothing. Innocent children, women and civilians, those with no fault of their own, continue to suffer and die as the conflict rages on under the watch of the United Nations. Speaking to world leaders at the UN General Assembly, Jordan's King Abdullah II warned that the United Nations is experiencing an unprecedented crisis, jeopardizing its credibility and eroding worldwide confidence in its moral authority.
Our United Nations is facing a crisis that strikes at its very legitimacy and threatens a collapse of global trust and moral authority. The UN is under attack, literally and figuratively.
The ongoing conflicts across the globe have also intensified calls for reforming the United Nations Security Council, particularly regarding the veto power. Countries like India, Brazil, Japan, and Germany have been advocating for reforms in the United Nations Security Council to make it more representative of the geopolitical realities of today.
India is in favor of expansion of UN Security Council membership in both the permanent and non-permanent categories, as we believe that this is the only way to achieve genuine reform of the Security Council and make it legitimate, representative, responsive, and effective. In a nutshell, we need a reformed Security Council that better reflects the geographical and developmental diversity of the United Nations today.
The existing UNSC structure, formed in 1945, no longer reflects the power balance of the 21st century, particularly with emerging powers like India and Brazil playing more significant roles on the global stage. However, the veto power issue remains a bone of contention. NDTV Bureau Report.